Today's video, questions with Craig. Stay tuned. Hot topics.
Check this out. Check this out. Check this out.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Just like I said in the opening, guys, today we thought we would do something a little different, and we would take some of the hot questions and topics that we get on our website and just pick about 10 of them and just go over them and see if I could answer them and help you guys out. So today is questions with Craig. I wrote these 10 questions down. You can see my pretty handwriting right here, and these are my notes. I'm going to go over this now. Number one, guys, are pesticides safe for children and pets? This is a question that a lot of people are concerned about, and rightfully so. Let me preface by saying, yes, they are perfectly safe. These are not your mom and dad's pesticides from the past that give you a third leg and a third arm and extra eyes. They're still pesticides, they're still chemicals, but they make them so safe now that if you just follow the restrictions and follow the label of how to apply these things, and it's basically until dry. You want to keep people out of the area until dry. Now, why does my pest control guy say you need to be out for 2 hours? And then I call somebody else and they're like half a day. It's just their preference on how they feel. What they feel they need to do the CYA. You know what that stands for, cover your you know what. So some will give you 2, some will give you 4, some will say until dry. But the label is until dry. That's when you can bring pets, children, adults, your aunt that you wish you would have brought in while it was still wet, but you can bring them back safely once that's dry. So to answer that question in a nutshell, yes, pesticides are safe when they are dried out. Now, what about granules? Granules, what about rodenticides? Those are still pesticides, so what do? You have to put those in protected areas. If it's a granule that's going on the lawn, it's going to dissipate once the sprinklers come on. If it's a granule that's going to be for ants or some other type of insect, then you need to put it out of reach of the children and the pets. Otherwise, it's a poison they could get into and they could get harmed by. So yes, you need to keep those away from people. Rodenticides, same thing, guys. They need to be in bait boxes. The only time I say they're not in bait boxes, if they're up in an attic. And when we put them up in attics, we usually don't free throw. We usually wire them with baling wire through it, the hole in the hard rodenticide, or if it's a soft bait, we poke it through, and then we wire it to somewhere in the attic. It's usually a beam, and we put a little staple in and there. So it's twofold. We know where the poison is, and it's not over the attic for 10 years from now and somebody else gets a hold of it. But it lets us know how much of that rodenticide is being eaten. So that's all I'm going to say on that topic. Keep them out of reach of children and pets and protect them, and you're good to go. Let them dry, and then they're perfectly safe. The next question, it kind of goes along the line of pesticides also. It does go along the line. It's how long do pesticides last, and when should I reapply? They all vary, guys. Most of them are 30 days, but there are pesticides, and that's as far as the reapplication, but some will give you 7 days or as necessary, but they'll say only this many times within the year. So you got to go back to that label again and see what it tells you. Now, there's some chemicals out there that'll hold it for 90 days. Now, are you getting 90 days out of a chemical and 30 days out of a chemical outside if you get downpours, flash flooding? No. If you run your sprinklers nonstop where the pesticide is, no, I don't care if it's 30 or 90. You're not going to get it. The sunlight beats on them, the water washes them away. Just be realistic with yourself. But no, the label will tell you when you can reapply that chemical. That's pretty cut and dry with the reapplying and how long they last. Hopefully that answered all that. Why the different pesticides? This is another popular one that we get. People go, well, that one has the same chemical, that one has the same chemical. What's the difference? I'm going to tell you, the main difference in pesticides and why there are so many different pesticides with the same active ingredient is because they have different inert ingredients. That being said, if you put out a chemical with bifin, then you want to switch and not use another chemical with bifin. But you can have different effects with that bifin that you're putting out. One may work better for you on this insect versus the other bifin because of that manufacturer's special inert ingredients. They have their special stuff they put in they're not going to tell you about that makes their product, in their eyes, work better than this product from another manufacturer. So be aware of that. Now, the main reason you have so many different pesticides out there, that this one kills ants and this one kills ants and this one does that and this one does that, is for rotation purposes. Most people don't know that. They think they can just go to the store, pick up that over-the-counter, which is mostly bifin and a lot of those over-the-counters, and they can just constantly put that out, and then all of a sudden they have an issue that's not going away after a certain amount of time. The pests build up resistance to these chemicals. That's why you rotate. We recommend rotating chemicals if you're spraying on a constant basis, and this, a lot of you professionals out there, every 3 months that you rotate your chemicals. Can you go longer? Sure. You could go 6 months, but to be safe and not get callbacks, why not go every 3 months? It's not hard to switch chemicals. Clean out your backpack, clean out your handheld, your Birchmeyer, your B&G, whatever you have, and go to town with a different chemical. It's not that big of a deal. You carry a plethora on your truck anyways. You don't carry just one chemical. So I would recommend just switching them out every 3 months. So that's it with the different pesticides. The main reason is rotation. Just remember that. You want to rotate your pesticides so they don't build up a resistance. Number 4, will rat bait work for mice? Get that one asked too a lot. Yes, a rodenticide is a rodenticide. Most of your rat baits out there, they will also kill the mice. That one's pretty cut and dry. It's pretty simple. I don't know how to dig any deeper into that one. There are soft baits. There are hard baits. There are baits that are better for clean outs. Like clean out, what I mean is you have a bad problem, you're trying to knock it down, then you're going to go to a maintenance bait, because usually your knockdown baits can run you a little more money. They're usually a soft bait. First Strike, Flatline, those are some great ones out there. Soft bait, Nexus, those work really well. But there's many more out there, guys. We have so many different rodenticides on howtopest.com. Just go over there, hit the search bar, hit rodents, hit rats, hit mice. It's going to do a drop down. It's going to show you all those different baits out there. It's going to show you what states that you know where you live, but it's going to show you if it'll ship to your state or not. So read that. There are certain states that will not accept certain pesticides. But that's it. Most of the rodenticides do.
You said do.
Rats and mice. And I'm talking Norway, roof rats, house mouse, deer mouse, whatever it may be. Kills them all. Okay, remember, keep those in bait boxes so they're out of reach of non-target animals, pets, wildlife, and your children. Best way to get rats out of an attic. I think what they're trying to ask me on this, I wrote this one down, I think what they're trying to say is, what should I use in the attic? Because the best way to get them out is exclusion. That's your number one friend. Because you can bait, you can trap, and do it till you're blue in the face, solve the problem. A year later, 6 months later, whatever the time frame, you get them again. Why? Because you didn't seal the holes. How do you seal the holes? You have to be thorough. What jobs do I hate the most? Not a question I'm going to tell you. Rat jobs, because they take a thorough inspection. You have to either get into the basement, get on the roof, which means you're going to need ladders and equipment to do this. And the worst, go into that attic and crawl through insulation. I'm helping you here. Put a jumpsuit on, duct tape the ends, and put on a HEPA respirator. That's a high efficiency particle respirator, applicator, whatever it stands for, but it's to get out the fine particles, and it will get out that insulation with no problem. Once you suck that into your lungs because you wore a little paint mask, little paper thing, you're going to hate life, man. You get this on your skin, you're going to hate life. Certain insulations aren't as bad. Blown is a little better than laid, but I'm telling you, man, protect yourself. This is why I hate rat jobs, because they take so much work. And if you're not willing to put in the work, hire a professional and get the one that is willing to put in the work. And that's why they charge you so much money. So when you're going, oh my gosh, it costs so much money, why is it $1,000-something plus? It's hard work. They got to do the inspection, then they got to do all the seal up work, then they got to put the traps and come back. And that leads me to the gist of this question. I am not a poison person in the attic. If they absolutely tell us they want poison, then I do what I just said in the beginning of this video. I wire the poison in, I put it in a place where once I'm done, I can remove the poison and be in and out and not leave poison in the attic. But here's the worst thing about poison. They die where they die. Now you have, I know you guys have had this. You get your pest control operators out there, and you guys that do this, you're screwing your customers, man. When you tell them that it just dries them out, yeah, it eventually dries them out, but it's an anticoagulant, man. It makes them thirsty. They bleed out. They die where they die. It's not a happy story where they go die by the lake, okay? Wherever that poison finally takes effect, anticoagulant or not, that's where they die. And if they die in that attic, you got to go find them. Or have a very pissed off customer, a very ticked off customer. Maybe we'll edit that P word out of their kid-friendly channel. So I am a big component of trapping in the attic. That being said, you need to do trapping right. You need to peel back the insulation, move the blown insulation. We've showed you this in other videos. I'm not going to get into it. Go watch our rat trapping video on how to seal up and do rat trapping. It is a very thorough video. Let's moving on, or we are moving on. Number 6, what is your favorite fly bait? Okay, bait-wise, Max Force makes a fantastic fly bait. It looks like little, like pepper, salt, whatever you want to call it. It's colored. I think it's blue or red. I can't remember what the color is. You put it in bait trays. We actually sell bait stations that actually mount to fences, to walls, and you put the bait in there. They go in, they eat it. A couple minutes later, they die. Fantastic bait. But my favorite one is Alpine pressurized fly spot bait. Comes in a pressurized can, just like I said. You shake it up, you spray a little bit. Let's say it's on the trash can lid. Man, I'm telling you, watch these suckers. I wish I had some right now. I'm telling you, because they're all over the place. Those suckers drop. Customers rant and rave about that product. Put it right outside a sliding glass door where they land. Wherever they land, you put a little section of that, usually a 1 by or 2 by 2 square, I think is what it is. Little spray paint area, just clear. They come, they drop, it lasts 30 days. Beautiful product. That is my favorite fly product. Alpine pressurized fly spot bait. Okay, number 7. Do I need a non-repellent? Depends on what you're going after. You know what non-repellents are, so that's good. Most people don't even have a clue what a non-repellent is. A non-repellent basically means they don't know the chemicals there. They don't try to avoid it. They don't try to go around it. They walk right through it. That's what makes a non-repellent great for, hear me out here, great for cockroaches and ants. Everything else, not that big of a deal. You probably don't need it, and you could go with what's called, sometimes they don't call them repellents, but basically a repellent's going to be your over-the-counter stuff. I've never seen anything over-the-counter at your hardware store, your big box store, that is nothing but a type of repellent. So basically it kills them on contact, leaves a little residual, but they do try to get away from it. So you need a non-repellent, in my opinion, if you're going after cockroaches or ants, because it will work in your favor. And with cockroaches, make sure you add that IGR, that insect growth regulator. We have videos on that, what that is. Go watch them. They're on howtopest.com. Okay, should I use a bait or spray for roaches? I'm going to go back to what I said earlier, I believe, or I said in another video. I do these videos so much I can't remember. Bait, bait, bait. I'm a big fan of bait for roaches. I'm a big fan of bait for ants. You want a bait because you want them to take it back to the nest. A non-repellent, they carry it, they groom each other. That's how it kills them. That way, the bait, they share the food. Bait, 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 and you can wipe out the nastiest of cockroach job, German cockroach jobs with baits alone. Get a bait with an IGR in it. Got a helicopter going over. All right, thought we'd do this video out in a nice park-like setting for y'all today. All right, number 9, how many bait boxes do I need? Now we're talking, I'm going to assume there's different bait boxes, but I'm just going to assume this is rodenticide bait boxes, rat bait boxes. This is my general rule. Back in the day, they used to put them every 25 feet. Then they backed off and they said, oh, the new rule is 50 feet. I think it was all about how many bait boxes can you buy, make a company rich. How many bait boxes depends on your infestation. But a general rule of thumb for houses, and we're going to talk just houses right now, cover each side of the house. Cover the left, the right, the backyard. Do you need the front? That's up to you. A lot of times I can get away. I just lost my question. Stand by. A lot of times I can get away with just doing the right, the left, and the back. But play that by ear. Bait boxes, when you fill them up, for the most part, fill them up in the beginning if you know you have a bad problem, and then monitor them a week later. If it's gone down and you need to fill it back up, fill it up again. You want to get to a point where you only have, maybe 4 bait blocks in there, 4 soft baits. You don't want to waste baits. So only put in there what you need. It's usually the most in the beginning when you're trying to do that clean out, that wipe out. But as far as the bait boxes, that would be three bait boxes. Unless you have a bigger yard, bigger property, then get more. But just try to cover all sides of the house. That is the gist of that one. Okay, guys, last but not least, I'm trying to get to the end because I know you're bored with hearing me talk. At least I'm bored hearing myself. How did you learn to rap and dance so well? Fantastic question. Best question of the day. I don't know who asked this, but I'm going to tell you, I knew I was something special back when I was young, and that was just because my mommy would tell me that all the time. Come on, guys. I'm a horrible rapper, horrible dancer. You see me? I'm white. Come on, man. No offense, Eminem. You can rap? I ain't seen you dance, my man. There you go, guys. Those are the questions of the day. Hopefully we gave you what you needed to know. Shoot us some more questions. We like doing this. I like to talk, gift a gab, if you know what I'm talking about. That's it, guys. Have a great day. Hit that like button for us. Share the videos for us, please. We love you subs out there. Appreciate you subscribing to the channel, guys. Craig here, howtopest.com. Have a great day.